great to see so many friends and friends and community, right? This is a community which stands up for the change that we believe in, the change that we all require, the change where we have dignity for all in society. We stand for that, and that's why we are here. This country and this world right now is going through a very difficult time. Right? The social contract has broken. In a country like Pakistan, 40% of the people are below the poverty line and 80% are basically poor, under $4. Half of our population is uneducated. We know all these facts, right? But clearly our social contract is broken. We need to do something to fix it. This is not working. And we have to change it. Change doesn't come out of just thinking about change or somebody coming to help us. It comes when people take responsibility and bring about the change. This is our responsibility. We need to create a new social contract. A contract where every human being has basic human rights to be able to live a dignified life, where he has the ability to earn a livelihood respectfully, to earn to educate himself and his children and his family, to get health care. It is a basic human right that everyone deserves and needs to have, and we need to make sure it happens. I'm here today to celebrate the 5th anniversary of our fellowship. We now, as Zafar Khan has just mentioned, we've got now 88 people. We also have a global community, right? We met in March of this year in Kenya. We had 400 fellows. And the power of these change makers coming together is so powerful. And you'll see them today. You'll see why we're celebrating these courageous souls, right? These people who have put their lives, their whole future at stake for something much bigger than themselves. I teach people how to meditate, mindfulness. I've been following a spiritual path for many years. And the first essence of spirituality is to own, to feel a sense of belonging to everything. The more enlightened you are, the more belongingness you feel. Our prophets and saints felt that the whole universe belonged to them, and they cared for everything as if it belonged to them. Most of us only feel belongingness to our little homes, our little families. But the more enlightened we get, the more belongingness we feel. These folks who we are celebrating today are the ones who have chosen that path. Chosen a path to feel a sense of belongingness for the society, for this world, to change it. So today we will also see this whole new batch come, and you'll see them. So I'm not going to talk about them because they're pure magic, and I want you to see them. I want you to feel them. You'll feel their presence. This is not an intellectual idea. It is change that we're talking about is something that comes from a different place, a place of spiritual strength, of clarity, of energy, and you will see it in your hearts. If you do not feel it in your hearts, you will know that's not real, and you see the realness of it when you experience it. Acumen has been in Pakistan for the last 15 years. We've done a lot of work. We've invested in 16 companies, 5 of which are major change makers, for example. One of them is sitting right here. We've got Amir Fancy and Heather Fancy, who run Nasra Public School. Right? This is a school system which provides high quality, low cost education to the poorest world. They started, their grandmother, who came in 1947, and she couldn't find a school. Her name was Nasra. Couldn't find a school for her children. Started a school in Sadr. And she stayed in that school until she died about a year and a half ago, or 2 years ago. and her daughter Shinaz Waziri, who stayed with her in that apartment in the same school in Southern, right? Built a school system which educated, I believe there are 12 Supreme Court judges, right? And many other people, I turned out one of my best friends had gone to that school. And we invested in them because we said this is the right kind of DNA. We need to make sure that not only a couple of thousand kids go to school like that, but millions of school kids should have that kind of schooling, that kind of energy, that kind of caring. So we invest in, the core of what we do is we invest in entrepreneurs. We invested in companies like Ansar Management Company, which has made low-cost housing available for communities in ways that has never been done before. A Pakistani used to live in the US, came over as a fellow, and he's revolutionized low-cost housing. Housing where you just don't build houses, you build communities, where the mosque is non-denominational. Shia, Sunni, anybody can come and pray in that mosque. It's also a community center. And that's been so successful that actually Acumen has made a lot of money on it, right? These two large UK funds have acquired a stake and now putting $100 million to multiply it everywhere. Right? So entrepreneurship, when you stick with it, and he spent 7 years building it, now it's scaling to a different level. The same things happened in energy, right? Nizam Energy is bringing solar. We've invested in them. Low-cost solar for the poorest of the poor, right? Pay-as-you-go solar. We have invested in so many of these companies which are changing the way the poor can actually not get charity, but have their lives enabled through choice. And we got to create choices for them. Allow them to feel empowered, right? And change their own destiny. We need to enable them, empower them. And that's what we're doing through investment. Recently, one of the things that we worked upon is setting up the Pakistan Fund. This Pakistan Fund is about focusing on very early stage entrepreneurs, right? And investing in their future. We've worked a lot over the last couple of years to develop the ecosystem where many incubators have come about, and those incubators are now, through our advocacy, starting to incubate social ventures. Social ventures are the ones which want to change society, use innovation to change society. I really believe the great hope of our times is this technology revolution, and entrepreneurs, right, and leaders who have a social mindset, who are moral leaders, who care more than just their little bit of wealth that they're creating, but creating wealth for society, abundance for society at large. By investing in those entrepreneurs and the new kind of the innovation coming through, we can solve the problems of our time. We could easily, over the next 5 years, have every Pakistani man, woman, and child educated, not just literate, educated, to have critical thinking skills, to be able to feel a sense of empowerment. We could do it. The innovation is there. We just got to bring them to market. And these are the folks who make it happen. So the Pakistan Fund is a reality. We've set up a local investment committee. Previously, all our investments would be approved internationally in New York. Now we set up a local investment committee where people like Ali Ansari, the ex-CEO of Agro, based on Zafar Khan's recommendation, Farooq Khan, the previous country manager, Jacqueline, and Alberto have set up a local investment committee. So investment decisions are made within Pakistan. We've raised money in Pakistan to make it happen, right? People have come forward to have now funded. We were raising money, we've raised about half of the money now, and inshallah, over the next year or so, we will have this fully funded, where we want to make sure that at least 20 to 40 new enterprises get funded from money raised from Pakistan for Pakistani entrepreneurs, right? We don't need money coming from New York or anywhere else. We can raise our own money, we can stand on our own feet, and we can bring about the change. It's happening, and it's happened, and you are a part of that. And I really, again, Zafar has already thanked our sponsors, Jahangir Siddiqui and the foundation. And by the way, our board member Ali Siddiqui has become now an advisor to the Prime Minister, right? And a Minister of State, which is great. And he's been one of the founding supporters of Acumen over the last 15 years. He's been a solid supporter of ours. It's great to see people like him come and take responsibility for society, to play a role where he's given up his job, right? He's resigned from everything. He said, I will take time out and go make this happen. So good to see people like him do that. Midas, which is Mustafa Qassam and the family. Midas is a Pakistani enterprise which has become a global success and is supporting us in a very significant way. And Mitsubishi, right? A Japanese organization, but it is so Pakistani, and the team feels ownership of Pakistan. So it's so important that we take ownership and make this happen. So I am humbled to be in front of you and honored that you are here to celebrate this great occasion with us and to become a part of this community. We need all of you. We need each one of us contributing to bring about this change. We need a revolution in this country. Not a revolution where we have to burn down and break down things, where we transform things through our innovative capacity with that human spirit. These are changing times. There is an opportunity. If we don't change course now, we are at great peril. And I know we will change course. We are taking responsibility. And the work is happening. Thank you.